Good evening. Welcome to the Tennessee Smokies Win Insurance postgame show. I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. Locally owned and operated, Win Insurance has delivered quality insurance solutions to individuals and businesses in Tennessee. Win Insurance is a one-stop shop for your insurance needs, offering homeowners auto and business insurance coverage. Contact their Knoxville office today at 865-694-4074 or stop in and see them in Franklin Square right off Kingston Pike. Tonight, the Tennessee Smokies took the series lead with a 3-0 shutout win over the Birmingham Barons. We now go through the box score and highlights of tonight's 3-run Tennessee victory. In the top of the first, Smokies starting pitcher Cole Franklin retired the Barons down in order on a pair of strikeouts and a flyout in 13 pitches. And in the home half, Smokies leadoff batter Pete Crow Armstrong was ahead in the count 3-0, but Barons starting pitcher Matthew Thompson battled back to strike out Crow Armstrong swinging. On the next pitch, Thompson hit B.J. Murray, which brought up Owen Casey. He was also ahead in the count 3-0, but Thompson once again persevered, throwing back-to-back called strikes. Casey then flew out to left fielder Ben Norman for the second out. On the first pitch to cleanup batter Hayden McGeary, Murray stole second base, but with a runner on second and 2 outs, McGeary grounded out to the shortstop Moises Castillo to end the scoreless first inning. To the top of the second, Franklin struck out his first 2 batters faced, but then Luis Mieses singled. Then with a runner on first and 2 outs, Xavier Fernandez faced a 1-1 pitch.
The Tennessee Smokies, he wants one.
Here's a line drive into the gap, right center field, and that might go all the way to the wall. They better hurry to get it in, as Mieses is going to try to score all the way from first. Here comes the relay. Here's the play at the plate, and he's got him out at the plate. What a relay! Aliendo checking on Mieses to make sure he was all right. Those two collided. Casey got it to McKeon, and then McKeon with a strike to the plate, and the Barons are turned away.
In the bottom of the second, Thompson took care of the Smokies in order on a ground-out, flyout, and a strikeout in just 10 pitches. The game remained scoreless through 2 completed innings. To the third, Franklin retired the side for the second time in the first 3 innings in order on a ground-out and a pair of strikeouts, also in 10 pitches. In the home half, Andy Weber hit a leadoff single, followed by a Scott McKeon 5-pitch walk. Then on the next pitch, Crow Armstrong grounded into a force out, advancing Weber to third base. Crow Armstrong, though, was soon after picked off at first. And with runners on third and 2 outs, Murray walked on a full count pitch, setting up runners on the corners with 2 outs for Casey, who grounded out to the second baseman, Jose Rodriguez, to end the inning. Scoreless through 3 to the 4th inning, Franklin retired his first 2 batters on a strikeout and flyout, but proceeded to walk Chris Shaw, hit Joelky Cespedes, and walk Luis Mieses. With bases loaded and 2 outs, Xavier Fernandez popped out into foul territory to Nelson Maldonado to end the half inning. Franklin threw 26 pitches and faced 6 batters in the scoreless frame. And in the bottom of the 4th, McGeary hit a leadoff single on an 0-2 pitch. But the next batter, Cole Roederer, grounded into a force out, replacing McGeary as the runner on first base, which brought up Pablo Aliendo. Roederer soon after stole second base, and Aliendo walked on 4 pitches, but with runners on first and second and 1 out, Maldonado grounded into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. The game remained scoreless through 4 innings. To the 5th, prior to the start of it, Smokies reliever Ben Hecht replaced Cole Franklin on the mound. In 4 shutout innings, Franklin allowed 2 hits, walked a pair of batters, and struck out 7. Hecht took care of business he retired the bottom two hitters of the Barons order to begin the fifth, but then leadoff man Tatum walked on a full count pitch and soon after stole second base. But with a runner on second and 2 outs, Jose Rodriguez flew out to Crow Armstrong to end the half inning. Hecht faced only 4 batters but threw 21 pitches in the scoreless frame. In the home half, Weber led off with a flyout, but the next batter, McKeon, who entered this plate appearance hitless in his last 13 at-bats with 8 strikeouts, doubled on the 8th pitch of the AB to put him on second. 2 pitches later, McKeon advanced to third base on a Matthew Thompson throwing error on a pickoff attempt, and with a runner on third and 1 out, Pete Crow Armstrong, who fouled off 5 of the first 6 pitches of his at-bat, put the 7th pitch in play.
The pitch, swing, line drive, base hit, Smokies lead. What an at-bat by Pete Crow Armstrong. He fought and fought and fought again until he delivers with a 1-out RBI single.
This gave the Smokies a 1-0 lead. 2 pitches later, Murray flew out to left field for the second out. Then on the next pitch, Casey singled to set up first and second with 2 outs for McGeary. The first pitch to McGeary was wild, advancing Casey to second base and Crow Armstrong to third. However, McGeary struck out swinging to end the inning. Barons starting pitcher Matthew Thompson faced 6 batters and threw 24 pitches in the bottom of the 5th when the Smokies scored 1 run on 3 hits, an error, and a wild pitch in the half inning. Tennessee led 1-0 entering the 6th. Hecht struck out Ramos to begin the top of the 6th, but then walked Shaw on 7 pitches. However, Hecht retired his next 2 batters on a pop-out and fly-out to end the half inning. In the bottom of the 6th, Roederer recorded a leadoff walk, which was followed by an Aliendo swinging strikeout, and that would do it for Barons starting pitcher Matthew Thompson. He was replaced by Yoelvin Sylvan, whose first batter faced was Nelson Maldonado. Maldonado singled and advanced Roederer to third. This set up runners on the corners with 1 out for Andy Weber, who struck out swinging. And then with 2 outs, McKeon grounded out to Castillo to end the 6th. 5 Smokies hitters made a plate appearance and faced a total of 24 pitches for the second consecutive inning in this scoreless frame. So the Smokies led 1-0 through 6 completed innings in the top of the 7th. Prior to the start of it, Ben Hecht, who threw 2 scoreless innings, was replaced by Tennessee reliever Luke Little, who recorded the third 1-2-3 inning for the Smokies tonight. Little took care of the Barons' bottom of the order on a pair of groundouts and a strikeout. Then after stretch time, Sylvan followed Little's lead and took care of the Smokies' top 3 hitters in order on a flyout and a pair of Ks in 15 pitches. Tennessee maintained its 1-0 lead entering the business end of the ballgame. In the top of the 8th, the Barons' top of the order was due up. Little recorded his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. Ahead in the count 3-2, the leadoff batter Tatum fouled off 5 consecutive pitches, but on the 11th pitch of the at-bat, Little struck out Tatum looking. This was followed by a Jose Rodriguez groundout, and then Brian Ramos struck out swinging on 2 pitches. Yes, you heard that right, 2 pitches to end the half inning. The first strike was automatic due to a batter pitch time violation. And in the bottom of the 8th, still a 1-0 Smokies lead. Birmingham manager Lorenzo Bundy made a pitching change. Nick Gallagher entered the game on the mound for Yoelvin Sylvan. Hayden McGeary recorded a leadoff walk, and he was replaced by pinch runner Zach Davis. This was followed by a Roederer single that advanced Davis to third. Then on the next pitch, Roederer stole second to eliminate the force out. The next batter, Pablo Aliendo, was hit by a pitch, loading the bases with nobody out for Maldonado, but he struck out. However, Andy Weber stepped up and swung at the first pitch.
Touches the bat on home. 1 for 3 tonight. He's got one of those 7 Smokies hits. Here's the pitch from Gallagher. Swing, ground ball, base hit, center field. 2 runs are going to score. Davison, Roederer home, throw to third, Aliendo safe. In the second base is Weber, and the Smokies take a 3-0 lead here in the 8th.
McKeon then walked on 4 pitches to once again load the bases for Pete Crow-Armstrong with 1 out. PCA struck out swinging, and then Murray struck out looking on 9 pitches to end the inning. But not before the Smokies scored 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, a hit batter, and a stolen base. 8 Smokies batters made a plate appearance and faced a game-high 33 pitches in the half inning. The Smokies got a pair of insurance runs and led 3-0 entering the top of the 9th. Prior to the start of the 9th, Smokies interim manager Kevin Graber made a call to the bullpen for Zach Lee. Luke Little tossed 2 perfect innings along with 3 Ks. So Zach Lee walked Shaw to begin the 9th, but Cespedes flew out to center fielder Crow-Armstrong. However, 4 pitches later, Miesis doubled to set up a pair of runners in scoring position for Xavier Fernandez, who struck out swinging. With runners on second and third and 2 outs, the Smokies ahead 3-0 in the top of the 9th. Ben Norman was the Barons' last hope.
He's 0 for 1 in save chances this year. The 0-1 pitch. Swing chopped on the ground towards McKeon. Second baseman's got it. Shovels it to the bag. Ball game over. And the Smokies win it. A shutout victory tonight. They blank the Barons 3-0. What do you say?
Final score, Smokies 3, Barons nothing. The Smokies scored 3 runs on 8 hits, had a clean sheet defensively, while the Barons scored no runs on 3 hits and made 1 error in the field. The winning pitcher was the Smokies reliever Ben Hecht. He improves to 3-2 on the season with a 3.77 ERA. In 2 scoreless innings and no hit innings, Hecht walked and struck out a pair of batters. Losing pitcher for the Barons was Matthew Thompson. He drops to 3-9 on the season with a 4.98 earned run average. In 5 1/3 innings pitched, he allowed 1 run on 5 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts in 91 pitches, and only 51 were for strikes. On the bright side, Thompson's ERA has significantly declined in 4 consecutive starts. It went from 6.22 to 5.66 to 5.24 to now a sub-5 earned run average at 4.98. And he has a sub-5 ERA for the first time in 8 starts. And recording the save for the Smokies, his first save of the season was Zach Lee. In 1 shutout inning, he allowed 1 hit, walked a batter, and struck out 1. He now has a 5.63 ERA on the season. Offensively tonight, Birmingham went 3 for 29 at the plate with 5 walks and 13 strikeouts. So more than 4 times as many strikeouts as they had base hits. And for the Smokies, they recorded their 2nd shutout win of the season and first since April 8th when Tennessee defeated Birmingham 6-0 in the 3rd game of the season. With tonight's win, the Smokies improved to 41-36 overall and 5-4 in the second half, while the Barons dropped to 28-49 overall and 3-5 in the second half. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have a Southern League scoreboard update, the Swans Arena catch of the game, and a preview of tomorrow night's Game 4 contest. The Smokies baseball postgame show continues right after this. Welcome back to the Tennessee Smokies Win Insurance postgame show. I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. It's time for a Southern League scoreboard update, including Smokies Barons. All 4 Southern League series are divisional. In the other Southern League North matchup, the Chattanooga Lookouts won the series opener 8-3 over the Rocket City Trash Pandas, but Rocket City recorded a 3-2 walk-off win to even up the series last night. However, in Game 3, it's all about the Chattanooga Choo-Choo. The Lookouts lead the Trash Pandas 19-3 in the top of the 7th inning. Chattanooga faced 57 pitches and scored 8 runs in the top of the first, then faced 41 pitches and scored 7 runs in the second. So Rocket City pitchers allowed 15 runs and threw a total of 100 pitches through the first 2 innings. And the game, of course, got out of hand early when Chattanooga leadoff man Blake Dunn, who walked to begin the game, made his 2nd plate appearance of the first inning.
Lifted, deep left, back goes Teodosio. He'll turn, he'll look, and it's a grand slam. over the left field wall for Blake Dunn. And that big inning that Rocket City almost avoided doesn't come through. A grand slam for Dunn. That'll be home run number 3, RBI, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and it's 8-0.
Chattanooga has 19 runs on 10 hits, but 13 walks at the plate for the Lookouts. So they lead by 16, now shifting to the Southern League South. In the Florida Panhandle, the Biloxi Shuckers and Pensacola Blue Wahoos split the first 2 games, and in Game 3, Pensacola led 4-2 entering the 7th inning, but the Shuckers scored 8 unanswered runs to complete a dominant 10-4 comeback win. The go-ahead hit came off the bat of Xavier Warren in the top of the 8th inning.
The 0-1 pitch. Zamora swings and lines it down the left field line. It's fair and it rolls to the corner. Hero rounds third and comes home. Now Campbell gets the wave. The throw comes into Nunez, who bobbles in and it gets by him. Hero scores. Campbell scores. Zamora's in a second with a double. The Shuckers have scored 3 in the inning and lead it 6-4.
The Shuckers win by 6, and lastly, in the Magnolia State, the Mississippi Braves shut out the Montgomery Biscuits 4-0 in the series opener, but got a taste of their own medicine yesterday, dropping the second game 6-0. Tonight, there was no baseball in Mississippi. The game was postponed due to inclement weather, and they will have a doubleheader later in the series. This has been a Southern League scoreboard update. Next up is the Swans Marina catch of the game. Swans Marina and Campground is located on beautiful Douglas Lake in Dandridge. A peaceful and scenic resort awaits you and your loved ones. Founded in 1943, Swans Marina is one of the oldest marinas in the area. Well, it didn't take long for us to decide the catch of the game. With nobody on and 1 out and a scoreless game in the top of the first, Jose Rodriguez had a potential base hit wiped off.
Here's the 1-1. Reached for, line drive, center field. Here comes Pete Crow Armstrong. Hollywood Pete dives, and he makes the catch. A sinking line drive in the right center field. And here comes the Gold Glove winning outfielder. And on a dead sprint, he lays out, and somehow he catches that before it hit the ground, and that is the second out.
Now it's time for a preview of tomorrow night's Game 4 action between the Barons and Smokies. First pitch from Smokies Stadium will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Starting on the mound for the Barons will be the left-hander Garrett Shanley. He's 2-6 overall with a 5.4 ERA through 15 starts and 1 relief outing. Including an opening day start in Kodak, Shanley has completed 5 starts against the Smokies. He was phenomenal in his most recent start versus Tennessee. On June 18th at Regents Field in Birmingham, Shanley recorded his first quality start of the season. In 6 1/3 innings pitched, he allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts in a no decision. And for the Smokies, it'll be the southpaw as well. The left-hander DJ Hers gets the nod. He is 0-1 overall with a 4.5 ERA through 10 starts. Hers allowed a single-game season-high 5 earned runs against Chattanooga in his most recent start. His previous high was only 3 earned runs, and he has tallied that total 3 times. He was solid, though, in his most recent start versus the Barons. In 5 innings of a no decision, Hers allowed 1 run on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Hers has also been on his A game against Birmingham this season. In 3 starts, he's thrown 12 innings, allowing 3 runs on 10 hits, 6 walks, and 17 strikeouts, totaling a 2.25 earned run average and a 1.33 whip. Against all other teams, Hers has thrown 27 1/3 innings, totaling a 5.27 ERA and a 1.65 whip. Until then, from Mick Gillespie and Richie Giuliano at Smokies Stadium, I'm Ben Slotnick from the Smokies Baseball Broadcasting Center. Smokies shut out the Barons 3-0. Good night, everyone.